Hello my beautiful friends and welcome to Tailor Made Beauty by Kris. Today I have something kind of different. I have a full face of Wet n Wild makeup. Now Wet n Wild is a drugstore brand and it is beyond affordable. It is downright inexpensive. And everything I got at my local Target, and honestly the Target I go to most often is really horrible for cosmetics. They're often out of a bunch of stuff. They don't have the biggest selection. And I was super bummed that none of the Targets in Washington State are going to be getting the Ultas in them. So I'm curious, if you live near a Target, you shop at Target and you get an Ulta, would you let me know how it is? I'm so curious. Anyway, all of the Wet n Wild makeup I'm doing today, and it is all going to be Wet n Wild makeup, costs less than $25, which blew my mind. And for the most part, it went pretty well. There are a couple fails in here. You'll have to watch and see what those are. Also, this lip is different than the lip I put on in the subsequent video here. This is the other shade that I got. So stay tuned for this look. I'm going to start out with the Tinted Hydrator. This has hyaluronic acid, it's got squalene, it is not tested on animals, and Tati, I don't know if you watch Tati, but Tati has been raving about this, so I've been kind of curious to try it. I don't have any primer on. I feel like with something like this, you know, all these light foundations, tinted moisturizers, whatnot, if I'm doing kind of a sheer easy look, I don't want to mess with primer. So I did not pick up a primer and I'm not using one today. And there were two shades I was really going between. What did I end up with? I ended up with the Tan Medium Deep. The one that was one lighter, and I can't remember the color, would have been a good winter color for me. This I felt like was better for summer. And you can see it's a little runny, not super runny. So I'm just going to use my fingers. Oh yeah, it's definitely giving me a little extra color because my self-tan is fading a wee bit, but you know, it's so sheer. So even though, I mean, it's a good undertone, I feel like you can see it there. Ooh, yeah, that might be, I may have picked the wrong shade, but we'll go with it. I feel like my face lightens up with the self-tanner before anything else does, so maybe, if nothing else, this is making my face blend into my neck a bit. I do like the color. This does feel like the coloring I get when my self-tanner is nice and fresh. Anyway, enough about that. So that certainly went on easy. Gave me color, evened out the skin tone a bit. Let me just take a quick close-up look. Yeah, I would definitely call this a tinted moisturizer. I don't think it's really very buildable given how sort of light and lotion-like it is. But that's not too bad. Since I don't know what kind of fallout I'm going to get from the eyeshadow, I'm not going to set this with powder yet. And I picked up this Wet n Wild collection. It's a 5-pan set, and this is the color palette. I cannot find a name on this anywhere. It is 114070. Yes, that's the one you've been hearing all about, the 114070. Anyway, Sorry, no name on it. You know, the form on this looks a lot like the Natasha Denona mini palettes. And let's be prudent about this and let's just swatch before we go in with them. Oh, that's pretty color payout. And let's just see how those transfer. Yeah, all right. Those actually look pretty nice for the $4 or $5 that this palette was. And then the two lighter shades. Very pretty. And go on nicely. Okay. So the other thing I have done is I grabbed my big box of, I don't want to dump it all the way up. Oh, okay, there we go. Makeup brushes I don't use. And yes, this box is full, but that means none of my Wayne Goss brushes, none of my Sonia G brushes, not even my MAC brushes. These are all kind of drugstore, less expensive brushes to go with the Wet n Wild makeup. This is an Ulta crease brush. It's not as fluffy as I usually use, but I am kind of curious to try it. And I am going in to this shade right here. And I'm going to start outside here and sheet it up above my normal crease, right? I want to give the illusion that I have more movable part of my eyelid that shows. So that is a lovely shade. You know, I wanted to pick up a palette with some colors that I don't usually gravitate to. They did have some very pretty, warm, kind of brown, coppery, neutral palettes. And I was shopping with my oldest child and they recommended those. And I said, you know what? I want to grab some colors that I don't normally gravitate to. So I thought, and plus, I just thought these purples and pinks looked so pretty. Like it's not an over-the-top purpley pink palette, but it felt comfortable. It wouldn't knock me out of my comfort zone too terribly far. So that's lovely. Let's go in. I'm going to take that same brush because it is a little more dense and not going super crazy, and go in with this darker purple color. And I don't remember where I was, but I saw this the other day. Someone was dotting it on instead of immediately going in and kind of rubbing it. And I really like that because you can see how controlled it was. It went down right or wrong, right where I placed it. So I'm going to try to do that same thing over here and just dot it. And you know this is my complaint every time I do an eye look with you all, is why can't I get both sides even? And yep, I missed a little bit there. All right, I do have a big fluffy blending brush. This says from Moda. I think this was in a subscription box. And I'm just gonna blend that in. That actually blends pretty nicely. I wanna leave some of the darkness out here on the outer part of my lid. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm kind of impressed. All right, that's certainly ending up being a little bit more dramatic look than I intended, but that's okay. Let's now try this middle shade here, and I am going to do that in the center third. That should also serve to lighten up a wee bit that, the dark, extra dark that I got over there. Oh, so lovely. Just a nice bit of shimmer there. I am really liking these colors. Let's take that light pink and find a small brush. I actually have one Wet n Wild brush, so let's use that. Going into that light pink. And I'm just doing that then on the inner part here, the inner third. I'm going to try to pick up a little bit more of that. Very pretty. And last but not least, I have, this is another Moda brush, and I'm going in with that light one. And I'm going to go underneath my brow bone with that. Not my brow bone, my brow. Here we go. I found a clean blending brush. I just want to soften up that line on the outside a bit. I think it's so pretty. I picked up a kohl pencil. I believe this was 85 cents. This is in Simma Brown. Oh, Simma Brown Now, as in simmer down now. That's clever. What a long pencil. All right, I'm going underneath my lower lashes. And here is a Sonia Cusack brush that I am just going to kind of smudge out that. Oh, that's smudging very nicely. Let's do the other side. Now, if you've watched many of my getting ready with me's, you know I almost never do eyeliner above my upper lashes. I'm almost always tightlining or just foregoing it altogether. This, because it had such a sharp tip and it's kohl and it's brown, so it's not super harsh, but it does just help give me some extra definition there at the base of my lashes, which when I get to mascara is really going to help. So I don't think there was any fallout from that palette. No fallout from that palette. I will say that this foundation, this Tinted Hydrator, is feeling, it is not drying down. It feels a little on the sticky, tacky side. This is the Photo Focus Translucent Powder. Look at that. There is a boatload. I think this was $6. I love this huge fluffy brush from e.l.f. So I'm going to tap the powder into the lid. A little bit more. And let's powder this. That feels so much better. Let's go in with some blush and honestly, okay, a blush and highlighter. So they had a duo, and oh, sorry about that. And they had a pink one, but the highlighter on the pink one was really dark. Even with my faux tan, I felt like it was too dark, so I went with this kind of more peachy. This shade is called I Met Someone, or this duo rather is called I Met Someone. I will say it is very tedious to get this open, so that's what I'm going to go in with. And here is an e.l.f. angled blush brush, and I'm just gonna try to just pick up the blush. That has a lot of shimmer in it. It is more shimmery than I am used to. So I'm just gonna be really shimmery today, okay. Yeah, I am not loving that. Like, I don't think the color is bad, but the shimmer is cray cray. So if you don't like shimmer, do not buy the Hello Halo duos from Wet n Wild. If you do like to shimmer, knock yourself out. All right. Yeah. I mean, that might make a pretty highlighter in and of itself, but I am not loving it for the blush. Speaking of highlighter, let's just make ourselves a little more shimmery. I'm not sure why my voice went really high on that. Maybe to indicate how excited I am not about doing this. Yeah, it is just a shimmery hot mess. Okay, that part, massive fail as far as I'm concerned. I'm gonna see if I can, oh God, that's awful. I'm gonna see if I can tamp it down a little bit with some powder. Well, it is what it is. Let's move on to mascara. I went for Big Papa. They actually had a nice selection of mascaras if you have a brush preference. Like, I don't like the rubberized brushes, but this brush looked like a similar brush to what you get with Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. All right, let's see what Big Papa does. Ooh. All right, can you hear that? That is one stiff brush, but you can see the shape, right? All right, here goes nothing. All right, I gotta see if I've got a handheld mirror here. This is so awkward to do on camera. Well, I will say, at least with one coat, I feel like what it's doing is just making my eyelashes really spiky. So I don't often have to separate my lashes between coats of mascara, but I am going to do that on this one. Let's see if a second coat helps. No, that is some pretty awful mascara. You can pass on Big Papa. I did not buy any brow products. I don't even remember if I saw any brow products, so I am just going to groom them a wee bit. I tinted them not too long ago, so they don't really need darkening up. I have just been using a brow gel. And you know what? Before I did the mascara, I should have done some setting spray. I have the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Natural Finish Setting Spray, so we'll do it now. Oh. Okay. The first pump that came out of there was just like a garden hose. The subsequent ones were nice and light and misty, although as you can see from my reflection, I am well soaked in setting spray. That is still drying down. Let's go in with lip. This is a matte lipstick, which normally is not my thing. However, our governor just reinstated a mask mandate, which I fully support. We have to get a hold of this thing. So this is Mochalicious is the shade. Thought it was definitely a riff on Pat McGrath packaging, although one would never confuse this. Here's what it looks like. Okay. I like the color with the eyeshadow. I think it's not a bad color. It's definitely a matte lipstick. And somewhere I own their, the Photo Focus finishing powder. It's a pressed powder. Oh my gosh, it is fantastic. I can't find it. Maybe I used it up, I don't know. So I'm just gonna go back in with the loose powder as a finishing powder, take away the shine that came from that setting spray. Give me 1 minute, I'll be back with my final thoughts. All right, well, I'm here to wrap up and literally clean up. Let me show you what that mascara has done. It went everywhere and made a huge mess. So that is an absolute fail. So I'm going to clean it up. I am going to be so happy to take that mascara off tonight. And you know, I got this stuff at Target, and I will say most of the big box cosmetics sellers have a very generous return policy. If you don't like it, they will take it back. And while I don't take advantage of that very often, this stuff is so terrible that I just might do that. I love the eyeshadow. Oh, I think it's so pretty. I cannot believe that for under $5, you can do an amazing look like this. So totally loving the eyeshadow. I really liked how this Tinted Hydrator foundation is looking upstairs in my bathroom under normal conditions. So this, I think, is going to be a winner. I think I'm going to go get that lighter shade. This halo, for me, epic failure. And I kind of blame myself. I shouldn't have bought something, I should have paid more attention to the shimmer in this. Hold on, before we finish up, give me a like if you are not a subscriber, and thank you, so many of you have been subscribing lately. It means so much to me. I'm trying to get to 1,000. There's so many things that happen when you hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I can do polls. That's when my community section opens up. Yes, it's when you get monetized, but you have to have 4,000 watch hours. I'm not gonna make a dime from YouTube for a very long time, and that's not why I'm here. I'm here because I like connecting with you, and if I can help you out, that's why I'm here. Anyway, so do the YouTube things. The lipstick, I am really surprised. It's a matte lipstick, but it has not dried my lips out. Like every other matte lipstick I've tried makes my lips feel like the Sahara Desert, and this is actually comfortable. So, all right, these two, winner, winner, chicken dinner. Oh, I did. You know what? Oh my goodness. So this is the Mochalicious. I did also get one other shade that I totally forgot about. I got Bare It All. And let me just swatch that on the back of my hand for you. Come on, focus. There it is. So, yeah, that may have been a better choice. Anyway, maybe I'll pop that on Instagram. You can find me at TaylorMade Beauty by Kris on Instagram. So there you have it. The powder feels good. Love the lipstick. Love the eyeshadow. Hated the mascara. Oh, the kohl pencil. For 85 cents, you can't go wrong. Thank you so much for joining me and have a fantastic day.